Hi, welcome to the First Steps video for ProVision. This video will provide an overview of data import options available in ProVision to get you started in your new instance. We will go through basic concepts of what data you can use, an overview of the importing tools available in ProVision, and a recommended workflow for bringing in your data. When you are ready to import your data into ProVision, we have a few tips for you to consider. The first is to plan it out. Planning out your data in advance can save lots of time down the road. We also recommend starting small. Start with just a few resources and smaller imports to familiarize yourself and your team with ProVision before starting in on larger tasks and imports. If you want to experiment, you can also test organization structures and hierarchies ahead of time before importing a large or complicated dataset. Also, 6Connect provides additional resources to help you out. Additional details, step-by-step walkthroughs, and demo videos are available in our admin guide. Reviewing these ahead of time will give you a better idea of how to complete specific tasks. As always, if you still need help, you can contact us at support@6connect.com and our team can help you out. ProVision allows for data to come from a number of sources, such as spreadsheets, RIR, servers, or by manually adding information. Through different import tools, these can be used to import resources, IP aggregates, IP blocks, or DNS zones. Before importing, take a look at your data and verify that the spreadsheets are cleaned up, use UTF-8 encoding, and that they match the data fields available in ProVision. To help with this, we have provided sample files in our documentation that you can use for reference. The order in which items are added will depend on what ProVision functional area you will be using and what the current and desired data structure is. In general, the following order is recommended. First, resources, then IP aggregates and blocks, next, DNS servers and zones, and lastly, additional users and groups. Importing or creating your resources first allows subsequent items to be associated with those resources. You can import customers, physical devices, locations, and so forth through the Resource Import from CSV tool. If you wish for additional customization, you can use the Resource Import tool. The Resource Import tool uses custom-created sections so that you can import data into any field needed. Walkthroughs of both tools are available in the ProVision admin guide. Adding resources manually may be done at any time under the Resources tab by clicking the Add Entry button. Adding IP aggregates and blocks second allows you to associate those blocks with the resources that you've already created. You can import IP aggregates through the Import from RIR tool, which automatically looks up your ARIN or RIPE information based on the IP address you are connected to. Once it identifies the blocks assigned to your company, you can choose to import those blocks into ProVision. If you have aggregate or block information in spreadsheet form, you can import that data by using the IP Import from CSV tool. The Import from CSV tool will create top-level aggregates and place smaller blocks under those aggregates. Your list of IP blocks does not need to be organized into any particular order, as the importer automatically parses the blocks from largest to smallest. If your import includes a large number of small blocks, such as /30s or 32s, be sure that you've included at least one large block which encompasses them. This will ensure that the smaller blocks are neatly organized under the larger block, rather than imported as their own top-level aggregates. You can also manually add aggregates at any time from the IPAM tab. Next, we recommend adding DNS servers and zones. If using the DNS functionality in ProVision, you will need to add your servers prior to importing zones. After creating the applicable servers in ProVision, you may manually add or import DNS zones. Manually adding zones is done directly from the DNS tab. For importing, ProVision offers 3 DNS zone import options. The Bind Zone Upload Import tool uses 3 files to import your zones: a bind or NSD configuration file, a zip or tar of your zones, and an optional CSV file that maps your zones to servers or customers. The Power DNS import connects to the selected Power DNS server and imports all zones. Lastly, the Dynect Zone import imports and syncs all zones on the system with those in your Dynect instance. Next comes adding users and groups. You'll need to determine who needs administrative level access and who only needs access to specific resources or ProVision functional areas. From the Users tab in the Admin area ProVision, you can then add the users, create groups with specific create, read, update, delete permissions, and assign users to those groups. From the same page, you can also check permissions for a specific user to see what access they have to a particular resource. Starting in version 5.13, you can also graphically see the permissions tree and edit a user's permissions from the User's Permissions chart. We hope this video has helped to give you a better idea of what first steps to take to get your data into ProVision. For additional information, visit our online documentation where you can review our user and admin guides, download sample files, watch video UI tours or walkthroughs, or view our frequently asked questions. As always, if you still need help or have a question that wasn't covered in the FAQ or user guides, contact us, and our team can help you out.